I think the big picture is, what grades do we give Noah Lyles and Sha'Carri Richardson for their Olympic Games? They came in with the huge expectations. If you told me beforehand, Noah Lyles will not win the 200, Sha'Carri will not win the 100, I would have been like, uh-oh. This was not a good Olympics for the Americans. It was not a good Olympics for them. And that's actually probably not the case. So once again, I'm hedging a bit and not throwing out my grade there, but I'm going to punt it to you guys.
I'll take up the mantle here. Noah gets an A. He won the Olympic 100 meters, and not only did he win it, he won it after talking about it the entire last 12 months, saying how he's the fastest guy in the world. He's going to go to Paris. Well, he said he was going to win 4 golds or trying to win 4 golds. He only got 1, but he won the most important one. That's the marquee sprint event of marquee track race of the entire Olympics is the men's 100. He won it, and then he comes around the track celebrating, and he beckons the camera closer and says, "America, I told you, I got this." I mean, what a flex, and to deliver on it. So I can't give the guy anything less than an A for winning an Olympic gold medal. Obviously, the rest of his Olympics did not go to plan. He did not win the 200. I think he was clearly affected by COVID. He was jumping around before the race. People were like, well, he can't have really been sick. Look at him before the race. No, I think he was trying to psych himself up. He was trying to convince himself he was ready to win that race. He wasn't. He was clearly physically limited. I'm not sure if he would have won it anyway because Tobago's 1946 was amazing. But to get a bronze at less than 100% and couple that with gold, and then, obviously he wasn't part of the relay disaster, I'm giving him an A. When you win the Olympic 100 meters, I can't give you anything less.
Look, there's no doubt here. I've got to take the L. My big prediction for 3 or 4 years was that Noah Lyles would never win an Olympic gold medal. But I'm not going over the top here. I mean, if he doesn't get COVID, there's an argument to be made that he's the Olympic 100 and 200 meter champion. But my argument also is he's 5/1000ths of a second away from having no gold medals for his life, potentially. He's maybe talented enough to win again in 2028. With Lyles, I don't know. He's bringing some of this hatred on himself because it's like 2021. It felt a little forced, the showmanship. When he's not winning and he's on the track, people are like, oh, man, it's too much. And he knocked over the placard, got the yellow card. But the thing that bothered me, I think or bothered these people the most was him just being in the nightclub, the video. Like, you're 2 days earlier, you couldn't compete. And all of a sudden, now you're in a nightclub. Now, John, tell me, it sounds like COVID. Once you get over it, you get over it pretty quick.
Do we know when that video was taken? I'm still not 100% certain on that, so I don't want to say for sure. But with Lyles, Robbie, your logic all along was, look, this guy might not win a gold medal because you've got these freak talents in Tobago and Knighton coming up, and they might keep him off the podium. And that logic, I think, was right. You didn't get the outcome right because he still won the 100, but Tobago is a freak talent. He ran like a freak in Paris, and he might have beaten a healthy Lyles. And then you had Kishane Thompson, who wasn't part of the scene when you made your prediction, but he showed up and he almost won the 100 and could end up with a global title. So I do think, yes, your prediction was wrong, but the logic was kind of validated with how good Tobago was in Paris. And I will note that neither of you guys have given a grade to Noah Lyles like I did. So can you please take a stand? Is it an A minus, B? What are we giving him?
It's almost impossible to give a grade because I think his illness did cost us the 4x1 gold, and he didn't medal in the 2, but he wins the 100.
He's the 100-meter champion forever. I have to give him an A minus, which is crazy. If you told me he's going to leave with 1 gold, I'd be like, oh, man. This sport is such fine lines, 5,000ths of a second. It's essentially, if he walks out of there with 1 silver, even in the 100, and that's it, I'm giving him like a C. Maybe even a D. Because then he's probably, there's a good chance he never gets an individual gold medal. Instead, I'm giving him an A minus.
If he won 6,000ths of a second silver, you could give him a D. I might even give him an A plus, though. He's a 100-meter champion. Noah, you win. I'll take the L. But To me, Tebogo may be the biggest winner in this whole Olympics.
Well, I think he's going to be in the MVP discussion when we have it later. But as for Sha'Carri, well, then your second question, a silver in the 100 and a gold anchoring the 4x1. I think I have to give her a B+ because she was the favorite in the 100 and she got beat. You can make the case for an A-, but her starts were so poor through the whole rounds, and that has developed into a major issue for her. It didn't bother her in the World Championship final last year, but it was an issue in the semis, and she was one of the slowest reaction times every round of the Olympics. So yeah, she didn't just lose. She didn't get, silver medal for the struggle she has been through at the Olympics. I don't want to call that some big failure. That's why I think still B+ is fair. But she was the favorite and she didn't perform in the 100-meter final to the best of her ability. She tried, but her start was poor and it may have cost her the gold. So
I'm giving her a B. And B is good. But she got beat by the only person who I thought there was only one person who really had a chance at beating her when Shericka Jackson pulled out. She got beat by that person pretty convincingly. And then I expected the U.S. to win the 4x1. Now, Sha'Carri had a great leg. And let's flip the switch. Say Noah Lyles only ran 100. He comes in and gets beat, and that's his chance. She'd be like, oh, wow, maybe not a good Olympics. Maybe you give him a C. But Sha'Carri, she has that moment, my feeds are still blowing up, her looking over in the 4x1. I don't think someone coming up short in their main event, which she did in the 100, or you could say she got beat, but it was convincing beating. Most athletes, I think, are going to suffer actually more in the grading department than her. She's a unicorn in the sport.
B might even B- for me, I think. I don't know. Her 4x1 was great, though. So B, I guess. But look, both her and Lyles, we're trying to force someone to become Bolt. They're not Bolt because they don't have the excellence of Bolt. So Sha'Carri's Teflon proof. She's famous no matter what she does. It was good to get the individual medal and anchor and whatever, but if I told you there's going to be absolutely zero Jamaican on January 1st, 2024, I told you there's going to be zero Jamaicans on the podium. They're going to be terrible this year. Absolutely horrific in women's 100 and 200. I think you would have thought, okay, hand the gold to Sha'Carri in the 100 and hand her a second medal in the 200. And she wasn't on the team. And we still don't know why she was unable to break 23 seconds at the beginning of the year in China. So she was very clutch in the 4x1. I think her start was not good in the 100. But so, yeah, B. But yeah, she, we can talk about this moving forward about what does this mean for the sport? And are we going to, these Grand Slam track leagues and the Reddit track league, are they going to revolutionize things? I don't think that they are. John's got a piece that's coming out where he talks some about that, but I'm not sitting here thinking, wow, man, the women's gymnastics was amazing. I cannot wait for the people to figure out how to market women's gymnastics for the 2025. It's going to make it. I'm just going to be the biggest gymnast. Oh, and swimming too. And maybe even a little, what's it called? Breaking.